Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research.
I'm Jen Amos, and this is your morning market update for Tuesday, October 4th. The global sell-off continues today as the likelihood of a Greek debt default increases. The S&P 500 index is now officially in bear market territory after Eurozone finance ministers postponed a meeting to decide on the next round of bailout funds for the struggling nation. Members of the 17-nation monetary union agreed on the second rescue package in July, but Greece has so far been unable to meet the deficit cuts that the deal requires. Now, officials from the European Commission, International Monetary Fund, and European Central Bank are conducting a review of the country's finances. Eurozone officials also indicated that private bondholders, including some of the region's largest banks, may have to suffer bigger losses on Greek debt, beyond the 21% haircut they agreed to take in July.
The European sovereign debt crisis is grabbing most of the headlines and driving a major sell-off in equity markets around the world. But U.S. investors are also keeping an eye on Capitol Hill, where Federal Reserve Chairman Bernanke is testifying before the Joint Economic Committee. He's getting grilled by both Republican and Democratic lawmakers about the sluggish economic growth, as well as U.S. banks' exposure to European debt and the effectiveness of the central bank's so-called Operation Twist, which swapped short-term U.S. Treasuries on the Fed's balance sheet for longer-term bonds. That plan, along with investors' shift into safer assets, has driven up Treasury prices lately and pushed the yield on the benchmark 10-year note down to 1.75%. The U.S. dollar has also benefited from a flight to safety, especially in relation to the euro. The shared currency is now worth less than $1.32. Meanwhile, the dollar's relative strength is weighing on commodity prices. Gold is giving up some of yesterday's gains, now trading at around $1,650 an ounce, and crude oil is falling below $76 a barrel amid concerns about a decline in global demand.
Speaking of natural resources, we may see movement in several industry stocks today, including NRG Energy. It lowered its adjusted earnings estimate for this year due to a heat wave in Texas that spiked wholesale electricity costs. Not many big names on this morning's earnings calendar, but after the closing bell, we'll hear from Yum Brands, which operates KFC and Taco Bell brands, among others. And Apple may get a lot of attention today. It's holding an event at its headquarters in Cupertino, California, where the company is expected to unveil its latest iPhone. It's been more than 15 months since Apple introduced the iPhone 4, and phones account for about 45% of the company's total revenues. Some analysts expect the iPhone 5 will be thinner and have a larger screen, as well as a new, faster processor.
Keep an eye on shares of Ford Motor today. They're losing nearly 2% after the Associated Press reported that the automaker reached a tentative deal on a new 4-year contract with the United Auto Workers Union. Separately, Ford said it will hire 12,000 new workers by 2015. Staying in the transportation industry, an analyst at Bernstein Research says jet makers Boeing and Airbus will not lose money from a possible bankruptcy filing by AMR. The parent of American Airlines placed a huge order for 460 jets from the two companies earlier this year. AMR fell 33% yesterday on speculation that it was close to bankruptcy, but it's back up about 12% today. And finally, we have a couple new names trading on the New York Stock Exchange today. Fortune Brands is now known as Beam to reflect its status as a pure-play spirits company. The company spun off its Fortune Brands home and security business, now trading under the ticker symbol FBHS. That's the latest from Weiss Research. Have a great trading day.